For those of you going into this book, or in my case audiobook, expecting to get the fast, smooth talking Yahtzee of zero punctuation, be prepared to be disappointed. Probably due to the fact budget didn't allow for oxygen tank or the iron lug needed to complete such a task for this over 13-hour long audiobook. But don't you worry, fans, his snarky tone and trademark humor remains. Before I start ruining the story, what little of it has, let me discuss the problems in the writing. Thoughts of the narrator cobbled together to reflect the writer's viewpoint, and images of your standard MMO game. It's funny despite it being long, drawn out, and a methodic mess all around. Where was I again? Yes, MogWorld. Sorry. Started with Jam, and damn, the narrator is that fucking bland. And Yahtzee does a marvelous job of convincing us of that in his reading. So much so, it made me want to kill myself a little. I better get back to MogWorld before I suffocate myself in a jar of Smuckers. MogWorld is Yahtzee's coke-diluted version of what World of Warcraft would be if it found sentient AI intelligence during the early development process. But his character's archetype also need much improving. You have a colorful spectrum of assholes, dicks, pussies, religious zealots, idiots, and yes, those two are included with each other generally, and overly upbeat female foils to override the overwhelming negativity of the rest of the characters. In fact, there's only 3 female characters, 2 being the type that I just described, and 1 barely dressed, voluptuous Amazon warrioress who becomes catatonic shortly into the series. But calling her a character might be a bit too much since she serves as a prop for most of the book. I wonder if Yahtzee's trying to say something about women in the video game industry. Like they either need to be hot or overly enthusiastic. Probably not. Why there's an overwhelming sort of analogy to religion, to video game design, that can be amusing at times. There's certain points, it's like beating a dead horse. And due to the nature of this, in the later half of the novel, Yahtzee tries to get us to understand what God thinks of us as people, trying to make the perfect life for us to just shit over. So he lets us shit over ourselves. Well, at least that's my interpretation of the end. I am sure that this could have been on purpose to reflect the repetitiveness of the video game industry and the lessons that his characters learn, which basically amounts to not very much, is probably included in this, which is usually frowned on by the writing community, but I very much doubt this was written for them. So in conclusion, was it entertaining? Yes. Was it funny? Sure. Did it make me want to inflict pain on Yahtzee or the main character at certain times? Definitely. But overall, I'm glad that I listened to it. And if you have any time to kill, you should too.